right, what's up, everybody? I'm Anecia Zhane, and this is stage 48, and we have pop punk artist, Kristen Taylor.
Hello.
So, Kristen, how long have you been in the industry?
A long time, probably like over 15 years.
Wow. Can you tell us what age you started?
I was like early 20s.
Okay.
Yeah.
And with that, what did music do for you that made you say, like, this is where I want to be, this is what I want to do?
I mean, I guess if we're going that route, like, I started way earlier. Because, like, I was always playing music and, like, writing songs and doing all that stuff. So I guess I was thinking more, like, actually started like working in the industry, you know, but you know, you like do a lot of stuff
before you get to that point,
like break through to where that's all you're doing, or you're like, it's a lot of what you're doing, you know. But I think just ever since I was a kid, it's always
been there for you.
I just always wanted to just play music all the time, you know. You just have that feeling, you just always want to be around it, you know? I mean, you probably like feel that way too, you know, since you're a kid.
I do. For me, it was when I was a little girl. I would just write music. I just had the ear for it, you know, naturally. And I think, like, as artists, that's kind of like, one second. She wants to get down. I think as artists, we kind of feel that, you know, like, naturally, like, when we hear music that we love, it's just, we're in a better place. It unlocks so many doors for us. So you write your own music?
Yeah.
What's your process like?
I feel like I have like maybe a couple different processes at any given time. 'Cause there's the songs that just come from something that happened, and you're just like, you just gotta get it out, you know? And then there's the other songs where it starts with this cool riff or cool idea, and then you build around that. So I feel like those are like two different aspects, and I'm just always trying to keep track of those ideas. So if I think of a line or something, I try to jot it down because I might revisit it later, or a riff, or just even just like humming.
Like it pulls you in almost, and you're just like...
Yeah, and so there's like definitely those times where some idea hits, and like, you know, that you have to just stop everything and work on that. But then I also spend a lot of time portioning out times of the day or week or month or whatever where I'm like, okay, this is dedicated writing time. And so my process there is a little bit different because I'm not just being flooded with like emotion or wherever the song comes from. It's not, you gotta like, then you have to like access it wherever it is floating around out there, you know?
Right. I love that. That's a little bit similar to my process too. Now, what are 2 to 3 things you would want your viewers to know about you that we don't already know?
I don't know what you guys know.
So we know you've been doing this for about 20 years. We know you write your own music. You write your own songs. What I want to know from you is you have your own label.
Well,
you have your own label, right?
I don't have a label, but I own a recording studio.
Okay.
So I produce a lot of other artists out of there, as well as like my own music out of there. And then as far as my stuff, it's all self-released. So everything I do with my stuff, I guess I act as my own label, but like I don't have an actual setup, you know, label per se.
I feel like that's really impressive because I feel like as an artist, having other things that connect to what you're doing it's so cool, and it just makes you more marketable. When you do interviews like this, you have way more to talk about. People hear artists, and that's just kind of solely like what they think about, like, what do you do outside of your artistry? You know, you're having your own label or having your own studio. We know that's a process. Like, how long did that take for you to get there?
Well, I guess, so in order to just do music related things all the time and not have like another job or something like that. I guess like I do like a lot of stuff. So I have my music, I have the studio that I own, which has recording, and then I also have like rehearsal rooms and production rooms that other artists rent out.
Wow.
And then I tour mixing front of house with artists that are like bigger than myself. So it's
cool.
kind of just like staying busy, doing whatever like comes up, and then also like within reason of like what pays appropriately and also what I want to do, kind of thing. I don't know if that answers the question.
No, it does, because we know that with the music industry, it's way more business. You know, we are a business. We're our own brand. So it's very cool that you're able to be in a circle around artists that are bigger than you. I feel like that is so motivating, because, you know, when you're at a certain level, you look at these guys like, how did they get here? So being able to go and tour with them is, I can't even imagine the excitement I would feel every time I get that opportunity. So do you still get nervous when that happens?
Like being around bigger artists and stuff? No, not really, because like they're just people. But like, I guess just big things in general, whether it's a big show or a big recording or, you know, whether I'm mixing or playing or anything, yeah, I think I still get a little nervous here and there. And I think you should. I think when you get to the point where you're not a little bit nervous at all, like, then you're kind of like in a gray area where like there's a lot of margin for error there, because then maybe you're just like not giving the attention you should to what it is. Like, I think a little bit of nervousness is also a little bit of respect for the art, you know? But you don't want it to overtake you, and the nerves usually shake right off once you get
Once
going.
you get up there.
But a little nerves show you care, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm like that. Like, I'm always like, okay, like, I don't want to forget the words. Like, I want to make sure I'm giving enough energy. I'm vibing with the audience that's there. So, yeah, you get those little butterflies. And, like, but once you get up there, like you said, it's just, it kind of just goes away. And you just kind of get comfortable, like you're in your element.
Yeah, my bass player, Katie, she's always dealing with my pre-show crises, where I'm like, I don't remember the songs. I don't remember the words.
Like,
I don't know what key they're in. I can't play guitar anymore.
Right.
And she's like, yeah, you can. And I'll pick up my guitar, and I'm like, I don't know the song. And she's just like, stop. We're going to go play the show.
You're psyching yourself out.
You're going to be fine. And you're going to, and like those end up being the best shows. The ones that I walk into thinking I could just, this is easy, I got this, and then I mess up, you know. Everybody, you make little mistakes during the set. It's part of being human, you know, and like those are the ones where I'm having an absolute like mental meltdown about not even knowing who I am anymore. Yeah. And then I go out and like play a perfect show.
It's a great show. I love that, because we all get that, and I think it's like, it's so cool to see that human side of us. Like, no, like we feel like our palms being sweaty, we feel that like slight anxiety, but like excitement too. And I feel like you know, when you're comfortable up there, after a while, it's like you don't question anything. You know, the words that you forgot just flow, you know. And it's cool that you have that support behind you, because some people don't, you know. They just kind of got to give themselves a pep talk. So that's really cool that you have someone to be like, girl, like, chill, okay, you got this.
I played in some, like, you know, side projects or playing on like other sessions or whatever. And, like sometimes I'll text her and I'll be like, who's gonna deal with my pre-show crisis? She's like, you got this.
Right? And sometimes that's all we need to hear, you know, to get through it.
And it's kind of fun working for bigger artists than myself and seeing that like those people have those same concerns and things too, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And like also seeing how, you know, bigger artists navigate that is really cool. And sometimes, and seeing like how people have their pre-show rituals and like what they do, and it kind of sets them up for success during the show, or how they prepare for a recording, or you know, when we're doing like pre-production and stuff like that in the studio, just being ready for, you know, the big day and like nail all the moments, you know.
Right.
And then also seeing like those bigger artists make big mistakes too.
Oh yeah.
And it's fine. And half the people don't notice, and usually like the ones that do, like they're just stoked they were there for it.
Right. They're like, oh my god, it's totally fine. This is what I saw. But
they saw like their favorite artist like being a human, and like you know, having a messy section, and they were like, yeah,
right,
I was there, I saw that, and it was great. You know.
All right, so as a performer, I know that I've been to certain venues where maybe it's not like up to par, or what I'm used to performing in. Have you ever went to a venue and they're just not prepared, like the right monitors, you know, maybe like sound check, they didn't have sound check? Like, how do you deal with that?
That can be a challenge, especially for me because I'm like in production as well. So I can like spot disasters, and then I know like part of I kind of have to stay in my lane too, because like if I'm there performing, I'm not there to run the show. Like I try to roll with it as much as possible, so like
you don't come off like,
yeah, so that they're not like she's awful,
right,
you know.
Right.
Like awful to deal with. But I mean, we have a certain setup that we bring to where like we're always running in-ears, and so we have the bare minimum of what we absolutely need to hear for the show in our in-ears, so that I guess when everything else is falling apart, I can pretend that's not happening,
right,
and focus on my show. And then our show is a little bit scalable too, because for some stuff we run some tracks and some other things, and we can ditch those for a night if we think that we need to like bring the channel count down, or we have like a sample pad. We have like a synthesizer thing that Katie plays, and like there's a lot of that stuff that if we feel like there's too much margin for error, we can just take that stuff away and just play the full-on like rock set. And I think it all starts with the songwriting and the song being able to stand up to anything and be awesome no matter how much you have to scale it down, you know, the production.
Yeah.
So I think it starts there, but also, I don't know, just some places don't sound good.
Yeah.
And I guess how I make myself feel a little better about it is that I'm not the only person who plays there. And chances are I'm not the only person getting really bad sound that day or bad production. And if the room is full of people, they probably live in that area and they probably visit this venue all the time. And like, they either know that's going to happen or they just don't know the difference. So I just have to remember that I have to give them the best show no matter what. And I try to ignore all those problems because no one wants to see an artist just like losing their shit on stage, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, whiskey.
I think
we drink more,
right? I think that's admirable, because when you get to overthinking, and I know I've been there, I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is where I have to perform. This is not right. This is not done. Sound check was not, you know, and I feel like when you do that, it's like, it almost makes you not want to perform.
Yeah.
Right? So
getting over that feeling is a hurdle that is a not often talked about hurdle, because you definitely like have to find a way to show up for the people that are there
to see you.
Yeah. And I think the same thing applies to maybe you have great production, but like the promotion team failed. Like the venue didn't do anything. They didn't even have flyers up. Like I had a show once where we were getting messages to our band page saying that Google was showing the venue as closed that night.
Oh,
like that's how bad the promotion was, that pretty much everyone, we still had a decent show, but it's like the promoter and the venue and everyone completely dropped the ball.
Failed, yeah.
Because I feel like the amount of draw that we're bringing should really only be like 1/3. And whoever promoted the show like is responsible for at least another third, and the venue itself should be bringing like at least another third. And then like the opening bands or whatever, they should be bringing some people in too. And so I just felt like, wow, we're the only ones who did anything. So it did feel good that we still had a good show, but like anytime you show up, especially if you're on tour, and you show up and like that all those things failed, like that's as bad as equipment failure.
Yeah.
To play to nobody, or not nobody, but to play to a small crowd when it could be big.
It could have been big, yeah.
And you have to treat those people like the big crowd.
Oh yeah.
And now down the line, some of those people that were at that show, we've realized are like diehard fans that like they have this rad story to tell forever.
Yeah.
About how it was a small show or whatnot. And I don't know, kind of the same thing, like just powering through it, whether it's sounds good or sounds bad. You just have to like reference in your mind why you do what you do and what you love about it, and just kind of like hang on to that stuff in your brain and pretend other parts not happening.
That's good advice. It's really good advice, because like I said, there have been times where I felt like that, and I'm like, what do other artists do to get past this feeling? And like you said, it's not talked about very much. It's just kind of something, we just do it, we get through it, and we move on. But like, it's good advice for other artists that are performing or new to performing. Like that's very helpful. I appreciate you sharing that.
Oh, thanks.
So is there any links that you want to share that we can like show the viewers? You have any like links to your videos? Or?
Yeah, definitely. Miles Snowers on YouTube for videos. MilesSnower.com has links to everything.
Okay.
We're pretty active on Instagram, which is the real Miles Snower.
Okay.
Because there's another one out there.
Oh, there is.
Well, I think it's just like
something different.
Some kid that stole the name like before we did, and it might have even been available after the fact, but we've already put so much work into that one.
So you just kept it.
Yeah, we just kept it. But if you search Miles to Nowhere, ours will come up first because it's the most like engaged with that name. And then as far as studio stuff, underdogstudios.com.
Okay.
Like if you wanted to do a record with me or have me produce something or record something, like I do projects, big and small. Like sometimes I'm only tracking drums or only tracking vocals or only mixing, or sometimes I'm producing the whole thing. Okay. So definitely like projects large and small. Underdog Studios.
Okay. Very nice.
And then I guess maybe my personal Instagram, because
there we go. That's what we want to know.
Right?
The personal.
Kristen underscore M2N, like M2, then letter N, is me, and you could catch me on there. I post a lot of stuff when I'm on tour with other artists.
Okay.
From there, my travels and stuff are on there a lot. But I'm posting a good amount of everything to there. Just kind of whatever I'm working on at any given moment is going to be in my stories and stuff.
I love that, especially with stories. I feel like stories was like the biggest hurdle I had to get used to when that, became a thing. Just making sure that you always keeping something like highlighted or whatever you're doing during that moment. Fans love to see that. But thank you so much, Kristen, for coming in. Thank you for sharing so much with us. Like I said, I learned so much just sitting here with you. Thank you. If you have any questions for Kristen, she just gave you all of her socials. So follow her pages. Follow her updates. I'm sure if you have any questions about, something you want to know, she'll be happy to answer those for you. And so this is Stage 48 again, guys. I'm Anecia Zhane. This is Kristen Taylor. Okay? Go check out her music, guys. And I promise you, you will become a fan.